What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. And today's episode, I figured we would take a good old swing around Hightown, and maybe some more if we get around to it. But right now, I mean, shit, we have all this. We have Viscount's Keep, we have Sebastian down here, we have Worthy down here. We have a lot of things to get going, as well as just getting our bearings, exploring around, grabbing Codex, all that good stuff. So let's start this one by talking to an old friend from Origins.
Bodahn Sandal, purveyor of goods both common and rare.
We spend no shortage of time with these two.
And this is my son Sandal, who is as brilliant an enchanter as you'll ever find. Say hello to the nice human, Sandal.
Hello.
Hello. We shall be accompanying your expedition and providing the needed supplies. It's all quite exciting, isn't it?
It is. And I am quite confident in your abilities to keep up.
You aren't worried about venturing into such a dangerous place?
Not with such fine protection. But I digress. Do you wish to peruse my wares, or perhaps make use of Sandal's unique talents?
Enchantment?
Just so.
I thought all enchanters were mages.
Not at all. The fabled dwarven resistance to magic has allowed enchantment of crafts for countless ages. Granted, most dwarven smiths must work for many, many years to learn the skill, but my boy is a natural, a savant beyond compare.
I like enchantment.
I can tell.
And he enjoys his work. What more could one ask?
You two don't seem the sort to hire onto this expedition.
My son and I have never played it safe, never kept to the tried and true roads. In fact, we have just returned from adventures while accompanying the hero of Ferelden, legendary Grey Warden and vanquisher of the Blight.
What do you have to say about the Warden, I wonder?
So you helped to defeat the Blight?
In our small way, perhaps. We did not fight at the Grey Warden's side, of course. The hero of Ferelden is a fine man. After all his accomplishments, may he find even greater success. But surely my past is hardly of interest to the likes of you.
Actually, it's quite interesting to me. You're an OG.
Let's see what you have.
By all means, feel free to peruse my wares whenever you wish.
Well, I would like to peruse your wares, and too, I want to, you know, get rid of some of my shit. I'm just so drunk right off the bat. So you're just straight up worse. Take that. Or worse. 5. Landsman's cudgel. It's alright. Hunter's skinning knife. We can keep those around, right? We don't really need the shield. Although maybe I'll keep the mercenary shield just because. Heraldry is the Red Iron Mercenary. There's heraldries on stuff. You see, now we're getting into the portion of armor that actually has stats on it. 2 health regenerate, 3 mana stamina there versus 3 physical damage. The health regenerate could be interesting. Potion wise. Yeah, I think we're good there for now. Let's fire that ring up into the slot. Yoink that in. And that's us good for now. I don't think we even have any runes to enchant. Yeah, I didn't think so. We will get to that though, just not yet. We got a lot of walking around to do in this game, so I may as well start right now.
They'll let anyone.
We can probably get Hightown done pretty quickly. Got some things to loot. We'll hit the comfort house.
Like your brother very much.
We're gonna word it politely.
Here I thought it took blood magic to read minds.
I had a twin brother, Carver. He used to nail my braid to the bed while I was sleeping.
What a little shit.
I never thought I'd miss him this much.
Sorry about your brother. Hey, you want mine? I got a spare.
Yeah, it's like I was saying in the last Codex episode. Varric is a people person.
Careful if you're
He
going
cares
to
about
the
the small
Rose.
people.
It's a favorite hangout of crime bosses and tax collectors.
If there's an organization, he's gonna care about the runners. He's gonna care about the bagman. He's gonna care about the spies that take care of the little details. He's the one that cares about the people, not the money, the profit, or the organization.
Interesting
He
place.
cares about those too.
Madame Lucine runs the place for Harlan. Or with him. Or on him. It's a coterie thing.
Glad to have you along to guide us through the complicated situation. Don't have too much to hit up here. I'm just hitting this for the sake of my sanity to make sure that we cross it off, so I know where I've been and where I haven't been. I usually like to walk around and get the codexes first in this game, just snag up the XP where I can, and then whenever we come back for other things, we don't have to hit up all these little side rooms because we already did it, you know? That's my logic behind doing it this way. Rune of Lightning right there, that's good. Very good, actually. We will put that on the first half-decent weapon we find. But it's definitely not going to be this great sword. This thing is trash in comparison to what we could be in. Pay no mind to the beds banging and the weird moaning above us. Don't worry about that. That is what I came for, the Codex. We will read that when we go through the Codex.
Darling. You get used to it.
Oh, legions. Yeah, I imagine they'd have some bizarre tastes. So there's a lot of mask play going on that
Thanks, Madame Lucine.
mirrored. Quintus.
Welcome to the Blooming Road.
Oh, gambling.
I wouldn't say it's blooming.
Not the unk.
I won't mention this to your mother if you don't.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
For real,
I'm here for Codex. You're here for
we are not a charitable organization.
things that would make my
Sarah.
head hurt.
If you cannot pay, you will have to take your lonely self elsewhere. Is that clear?
You should wash that shit off your face. Purple blush? What do you think this is?
50 silver and someone may touch you. Briefly.
I'm good.
I'm not interested.
Of course you aren't. Poverty had nothing to do with your decision, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like I said, this game got jokes. It's a funny game. Let's see if we can loot anything from up here.
In Orzammar.
Great ancestors, no. You know what Orzammar is? It's cramped tunnels filled with thug shit and body odor. And every person there thinks he's better than you because his great-great-great-grandfather made a water clock or something.
But they're your people. Don't you even wonder what it would be like?
I have a good imagination. Why would I waste it on that?
Fair. You should be able to open this, Varric. It's standard.
You want me to do what? I
We
don't...
shouldn't talk here.
Interesting. So you can't even open standard chests yet. Oh, we'll be back for it. We'll come back for it. I did pick up the Paragon's Toe side quest. The side quests in this game, unfortunately, end up just being simple fetch quests. We won't even get like a cutscene for that. We'll just find the guy it belongs to and click on him, and then that'll be the end of it. We'll get the money and the XP, and then that'll be that. But for what it's worth, you do still get the XP, and it does fast track most of the stuff.
Afraid of apostates?
Like instead of having to worry about
Sunshine.
all that
In case you missed that detail.
stuff that you could potentially miss. I'm sorry, this game has interest in radial dialogue, like the good old days, so I actually caught myself listening.
This town who'd murder my family over trade deals. Who has time to worry about apostates with emergence? Guilt breathing down your neck.
To the void. In that case, I see.
Yeah, instead of having to worry about clamoring through all these codexes and decisions and all that kind of stuff, all you have to worry about is finding the item. You take it to the man. Like, I would prefer the big storylines off in the side, but sometimes it's kind of relaxing. It does, one thing I will say is, it does make replaying this game nicer than it otherwise would be, because it's really easy to remember what you got to do in this game and just get to do it. You don't have to mess around much with trying to remember what's what and where's where. You just get in, you get the main story beats, you play the wonderful fucking combat.
I thought
Even just the UI, like, the UI is phenomenally clean in this game. As I've been playing this, all I can think, even in comparison to Veilguard, all I've been thinking about is like, good God, the fucking UI is clean. It feels beautiful. We'll hit the Viscount's Keep. While we're up here, we may as well get Aveline on team. We'll take her with us as we pick up the other stuff so she can get some XP.
you're getting mud on my
The good old horns to change body that have been in the franchise ever since.
Stop kicking the wall.
Hierarchy of the
Talk to me
circle.
like that, you bloody peasant.
Nobles. Already rubbing me the wrong way, and I've been here 3 seconds.
How much longer do I have to wait?
Mind me, boys.
You're part of the
I'm here for the Codex.
I had a report come in recently concerning your uncle. He's a colourful chap, to say the least.
Yeah, I miss when a lot of old games had this kind of open world dialogue that was relevant to the story beats. I barely ever, and maybe you guys feel this too, but
How longer do I have to wait?
I rarely find radiant dialogue in the worlds of modern games where I give a shit enough to stop and listen. Like I just don't anymore. Like I'll see people talking in the background and I don't even spin my camera most of the time. Because I just don't feel like it's gonna be worth my time to listen to.
Not likely.
But back here, man, every little thing. Enigma of Kirkwall. We will pay a lot of attention to those going forward. That is a pretty important side quest that spans like the entire length of the game, I think.
The office of the Viscount is not open to the public, especially recent arrivals not actually part of the public.
You want me to do what?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Seneschal Bran here is a cute, attituded little shit, but we'll get more on him going forward when we can actually talk to stuff like that. Right now, we're just mainly here to grab Codex and snag up Aveline. Like it says right there, we have entered a companion's home base. So whenever she's not with us directly, she'll be
I don't think I can do that.
in the barracks with her people because she's gonna join the city guard. And that goes the same way for everybody. Whenever your companion is not with you, they won't be in your party camp like they are in Dragon Age Origins. They'll be in their own place, which is also kind of cool. Like one of them gets a mansion, one of them gets their own little house. Even they get their own little like townhouse. Pretty cool. And you get to hit up those places when relevant. Go ahead and hit this farming barrack. 50 XP a chest. I love getting that. So we got heavy boots. They are better, 23 armor. And I almost destroyed them. Jesus. There we go. Pay a little attention to that, shall we? Alright, Aveline, what's going on?
Aveline.
Hello, Hawk.
Been a while, hasn't it?
What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you. Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bertrand. He's a son of a bitch.
You know I don't like it when you have people watch me.
Saved me camping on your doorstep.
I mean, it's kind of
After
flattering
what we
really
went
that
through
she
to get here.
has enough to do it, right?
Well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends.
I believe that.
The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
Still having trouble? I thought you were past all that.
Lately, I don't know. I've been pushed out to some dead patrols. Maybe I stepped on someone's toes.
You can be forceful.
My charm, right? I should be able to go where I'm needed. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work.
What's going on with you?
Seems like Kirkwall suits you.
It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want.
Are you?
If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
I think you're very willing to earn your place here. Something tells me you don't quit that easily.
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right?
You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
I won't pry on that.
This must be a very different pace from serving King Cailan.
I bet it was a lot
I love
simpler
that
serving
life.
King Cailan.
But there's a new king for a new Ferelden. Seems cocksure, but I guess he was there when the Archdemon fell. Can't fault an active hand. It's just one more change, though. The real end for me was Ostagar. You and Carver must have felt something similar. I don't know if that's right to say. I barely knew him.
Death on that scale certainly has a finality to it.
Sometimes I wonder.
It ought to have a finality for it for Loghain. He's the one that sold them all out and got them all killed.
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
I'd been away already. I don't know if I'd still call it home.
Sometimes the best thing about a place is that it's where you're from.
Yeah, left behind rather than returned to. What do you have for us anyways?
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing.
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An ambush, probably for a caravan, although I can't find any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
Sounds like I'm gonna have some fun.
You have a name, or anything else to go on?
Not important. If we show up and they attack, they're bad. Simple as that. I'll wager it's smugglers though. Like I said, seems like an obvious trap for a caravan.
You've been nosing around outside your commission.
I have contacts, and they're complaining about a lack of meat. Thugs and such. Someone is hiring. And one or two were told to prepare for travelers. You want to be good at this job? You pay attention to what's missing, and when people arrange escape routes.
Almost like you should already be guard captain, huh?
Seems like you'd want to share this with your fellow guards.
I will, if you sit on your hands. I'll send my alerts, and someone else will lead a patrol. But there's profit and influence to be had. You're my friend, so I'm offering.
And I certainly need some money, given that we just found out our expedition is gonna cost 50 fucking sovereigns.
I'm no guard, Aveline.
There's only so many of us. Temporary recruits are expected time to time, as long as they're competent. You still claim to be competent, right?
Aveline?
Why don't I show you
got
instead
yourself
of
a
arguing that point?
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the Guard.
So it's important to familiarize yourself in this game with all these locations. Granted, it would be important regardless of what we were doing, but even more so here, because you'll be revisiting a lot of these places, and while there isn't many locations to this game, there are some cool things that happen with them, in particular with the city. So in the city here, you have a day cycle and a night cycle, as you can see. If you go places during the day, for example, we've been here during the day. We have all the things that we have. If you were to come here during the night, the whole dynamic of this area changes. Gangs and bandits and combat encounters spawn. There's a whole list of things here. So first things first, we're going to go through all these places in a day cycle. And it is very worth going through each section on a night cycle, because then you can wipe out the gang eventually. If you kill enough of them... I don't know why it says I'm in nighttime. This is still very much daytime. But if you kill enough of the gang members inside those night cycles, eventually you unlock the Master Gang Hideout, which has very good rewards and usually a decent chunk of gold waiting for you at the end too.
Is that it?
You are dismissing hallmarks
So
of both the
we'll be
ineffectual
backtracking a lot into said areas in this game. That is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. I actually kind of like the way that works, but I understand why some people don't.
like if you got paid to guard or
Regardless,
That makes no sense.
it is important to familiarize yourself with that stuff, so familiarize away, because you will be coming back.
Have you seen a dog? Small, with a blue bow about her
I
neck.
have not seen a dog with a bow on its neck, but I will certainly look for one.
Sebastian, stop this madness. The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
Hell of an intro. Now I'm a sucker for revenge plots. Here's the Chanter's board. Looks a lot cooler than the one in Origins. So we have duty. A grave crime was committed against all free-thinking men and women in the Free Marches. The ruling Vale family in Starkhaven, my family, was brutally murdered, down to the youngest babe in arms. This massacre was carried out by members of the Flint Mercenary Company. I hereby offer a bounty on the head of each Flint Company soldier in the Kirkwall vicinity, Prince Sebastian Vale, and we will certainly collect on that. I do not mind getting paid for heads of child killers. Regicide, backstabbing, betrayals. Sign me up getting paid for the murder of those scumbags. Now, I'm not sure if anything has spawned up here yet, but we will look. Again, it's just cool to familiarize yourself with this location, because every time you come here, day and night cycle, it spawns new chests, new enemies, new quests, depending day or night, stuff like that. So, usually what I like to do is, every so often, if I'm coming here for a main quest, and it's been a while since I passed a couple of main quests, then I'll just go ahead and make a quick run, look around real fast. You don't lose anything. It is worth to note too that there are some very sneaky things like this. You won't see it on the map, but it is here, and there is loot down here. There's a couple of cheeky things like this sometimes, where you won't see it on the map, but you'll see it with your eyeballs, so pay attention. And that house is going to unlock later, but nothing for us yet. We will dip into the Chantry. And then we'll be pretty much done with Hightown. I'll probably cut this episode when we're done exploring Hightown, and then do the same thing for Lowtown, the docks, etc., etc. Try and make it so we at least look at everything before we move on. It'll give us plenty of context too with the Codex episodes, which will be good. I like doing the Codex episodes ever since I did it for Origins, because I just feel like it adds so much flavor and immersion to the whole thing. You kind of like learn about the universe as your character does in game too, because obviously as you explore you get more context, and then as you get the more context, the more you explore, you run into things and you're like, oh hey, I read about that like 2 episodes ago. I know exactly what this statue means, for example, and it just makes it cooler. I like doing that. It's what I would do if I was playing offline. I would just read all the codexes as I got them, so I think making its own episode before we progress to the things we're reading about will be a nice touch.
Maybe I should put you to use, Varric. Have you penned some warnings for the lawless?
Who's that for? The most criminals big readers? Seems like pacifying the nobles.
Pictures, then. It was just a suggestion.
Pictures.
Well, how about a giant sign that just says don't? You could hit people with it.
Thank you. I get the point.
I think you just gave her a great idea. I think she'd love to hit people with giant don't signs.
May the Maker's gaze be upon you.
Now, the Chantry in Kirkwall is a big sign of contention for a lot of the games after this, but for right now, it's a pretty calm, cozy place. We're gonna have some disagreements here and there with this Grand Cleric, but nothing too crazy at the start of the game. Let's chat to her. Let's see if we can talk to her about Sebastian.
I'm sorry you had to witness that disgraceful scene by the Chanter's board. I am Elthina, Grand Cleric of Kirkwall. Sebastian's normally a good lad, but he's had a terrible shock.
Sebastian? Was that his name?
Sebastian Vale. He was affirmed here nearly a decade ago. He had just been invested as a brother when we got the news about his family. I'm afraid he reacted rashly, denied his vows and left the Chantry. If the Maker wills it, he will return to himself before it's too late.
I mean, I kind of agree with his decision. His entire family was butchered. He's probably one of the last, if not the last noble in his house. Nobody's gonna continue the line if it's not him, and even if he's not planning on doing that, I'm sure the need for revenge is pretty high, especially when, like he said, down to the last babe in the cradle.
So he's some kind of priest?
He is an initiate of the faith. As a man, he cannot serve as a mother would, but he has led the chant here many times. Before last week, I would have said he was the most faithful of our true believers.
He could serve in a chantry if he did that in Tevinter. Tevinter is the opposite back end of this. In Tevinter, only men can be priests and things. In this side of Thedas, it's only women.
He said someone murdered his family.
Sebastian is the youngest son of the ruling family of Starkhaven. They were overthrown recently, violently. Sebastian is the only surviving member.
He's royalty?
Prince Sebastian Vale, if he succeeds in his pledge to take back his lands. He made a vow to the Maker to put worldly concerns behind him. It is a sin to forswear himself for a mere title.
I don't think it's just for the title that he's doing that for, but you ought to know since you asked. I'm definitely going to help him.
I think his family deserves to be avenged.
Sebastian would spend his coin to buy men's lives, the same as those who attacked his family. No matter how justified he feels, that is murder.
That is an
when he
insane
returns,
take.
I will tell him so again.
That is the craziest of takes I think I've heard in a while. The fact that she compares avenging your fallen family to the people who did it in the first place is nuts. It's not even comparable. The difference being is whoever did whatever they did, whoever paid those mercenaries to wipe out his family so they could take their land, that was all for ill-gotten gains, for a bad reason, a bad purpose. That's like blood on your hands, cold-blooded. Like, you should be executed for that shit. What he's doing is, what is he supposed to do? Go off like John Wick and just march in the room solo so that he doesn't have paid for blood on his hands? Is that what you would have him do, sister? Like, obviously not. When you're going against a big force like that, you need a big force to throw at it. It's not even comparable. Of course, that's her, like, holier than thou, turn the other cheek kind of perspective, which, I mean, it has its place in the world, but it's not something I agree with in every situation. Personally, I think he's well within his rights to slaughter them down to the last member. There are no children inside the mercenary guild that he's hunting, at least, right? The mercenaries he's trying to kill that she just compared him to literally slaughtered babes in their cribs, and she thinks it's anywhere close to comparable. She is very delusional, to say the least. He has my full support getting that kind of vengeance, and if he ever asks my opinion, if we do end up recruiting him, he's certainly gonna know that I'm on his side with that. Wholeheartedly. Shit, I'll hold the head while... Sorry, I'll hold the bag while he puts the head in. That's how much he has my support on that. So we want to make sure we keep it in daytime for now. Still not done with Hightown. We had a couple things left to do. And then as we progress, we'll go through Lowtown. You'll have noticed that I've picked up a couple of little side questy things as we've been exploring, so we'll turn them in as we progress, but we're not ready to go do that just yet. That is where we started, so we came down here, we went up there, we've done this, so all we have to do now is turn left and check the last little part of Hightown, then we can wrap the episode. And I can go to bed. It's very late here. I owed an episode for today, so I figured I'd pump one out real fast.
That's my theory anyway.
I know this game well enough to not have to worry too much about forgetting things. I've been here a lot. I've been to Kirkwall a bunch.
You won't find better prices.
I'd like to test that theory. I believe you have a backpack, right? Get rid of the junk items. You do have a backpack. Thank you, good sir. Always take the backpack. What do you do? Fire damage. That'll be good for Bethany. Fire damage and mana stamina. Fuck it. We do gotta chill on how much we spend in general, though. 19, they can go. We don't need those. I will equip the helmet, though. 47, that's 44. You can go. Dagger can go. We'll keep the red stuff. Alright, let's boot it up. So. I'll take that. Most of this stuff is gonna be for you, Beth. Just get your damage for now. You can take the stamina. Actually, what I should really do is give that to Aveline. She's gonna be a tank for a little. I just need to remember to take that from her before I evict her from the party. And Sir Wesley's shield is actually gonna go too. Sorry about that. You might not like that, I know, but I want you as beefy as possible. Don't worry, I won't sell it. You can go back to it. Put it nice and safe in the storage vault for you. We got a couple people around here. Olaf, Hubert. Hubert's gonna be an interesting questline too. Corval Blades. What do you have for me? Imagine a bunch of blades. To nobody's surprise. Olaf Summary, what are you peddling? Gauntlets. I'm not a super fan of buying gear, but if I find myself struggling at any point, I probably will. What are you packing, Hubert? All very expensive, isn't it, friend? Tome of Technique is obviously always going to be good, but we're nowhere near being able to afford that shit yet. Which reminds me. So that's 11 fire damage. That's very good in comparison to what you had on before. And Birch Core was the other one, right? 5 fire damage. 7 fire damage. Yeah, you can keep that new staff. Enjoy, Bethany.
Another Ferelden street rat? Are you here to waste my time, or do you actually have coin to spend?
You ought to watch how you talk to Ferelden street rats.
Are you an armorer? A weapon?
Very well armed Ferelden street
My
rats.
stock is varied. What all my wares have in common, however, is quality. Only the best for my distinguished patrons. See for yourself.
Yeah, we'll be talking more to Hubert later.
I trust you are well satisfied with your last purchase.
Hardly. I'm quite dissatisfied I didn't get to punch you in the mouth, actually.
Hawk, long time no see, my friend.
Worthy, when did you get back into town?
Oh, just a month or so ago. Things didn't work out in Orzammar.
He has blue eyes.
You still with the Red Iron? It was just a year you were with them, right?
I'm looking to become an explorer, of a sort.
I heard. Bartrand's hard to take, but his information is usually good.
Hard to take? That's putting it mildly.
I'll tell you what. I still have my old contacts. You need some rune crafting done, I can arrange it for you. Take care, Hawk. Don't get dead.
That's the plan. Not to get dead. Alright, so now we can craft runes. The Rune of Light in here. We have this schematic because of finding the rune itself. A Rune of Protection would be kind of nice. A Rune of Fortune would be also pretty cool. We will try and pick that up, but that's going to be a little pricey. But we should be able to get a Rune of Fortune, I think. We can get it from the Black Emporium whenever we hit that place up. But that is going to take us to the end of Hightown. That's the whole place explored. We're clocking in at around 35 minutes, so it's a perfect time to wrap, actually. So let us go. We'll spawn into the docks, I suppose. Black Emporium's down here. Lowtown, that's the Hoos. Yeah, we'll go check the docks next. So we'll spawn in there, and then we'll wrap things up. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out the Patreon in my description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age 2. Take care everybody, have a great day. Peace.